Hello there, folks. Welcome to session 18 of Welcome to the Academy. I am, of course, your DM of Doom, Son of Asgard, or World Tree Quest here on Twitch, YouTube, and we're back on TikTok. Because TikTok is stuck around, so therefore we're not as angry with it, so we're back on TikTok as well. With me today, we've got my lovely, my amazing, my beautiful, my stunning, look at them, they're just too fucking cute cast. We have got Charlie 182.0, we have got Gina Donahue, we've got Changeling Rogue, and we've got Justin.
Should we do our fit checks?
You all are so good.
I was planning on having us do fit checks. I was gonna do it. We're gonna do fit checks. Just trust me.
Wonderful.
Mine's is not gonna work because mine's will blur the fuck out. But we'll do it. We will do it. Do I have
my background is viewable right now?
I'm the exact same. Mine's is blurred out, so I have to unblur it before I do it. But we'll figure it out. Do I have any housekeeping? I do have housekeeping. I would like to say. I just want to say, I know it's been a little while since we played. I know it has. And I've been looking forward to this so freaking much. And I'm really glad that we finally got to this part. There's going to be some twists. There's going to be some turns. There's going to be some cute moments. There's going to be moments where I break your spines and your hearts at the same time. I'm just happy to be on this roller coaster ride with you guys. I love you all to bits. Okay? With that, before we get into the actual gameplay of it, this is where I'm going to have everybody do the fit checks. So do you know what? No, I'm not going to ask for volunteers. Because, realistically, oh, my camera turned off there. That's not what I meant to do.
No.
Realistically, as the DM, I should be putting the good foot forward.
Okay.
So,
lead by example.
Forgive the state of the room. I've just come back from a convention, so it's still a little bit messy. But I will give you my fit check. So, complete with sword. There's a sword right here, so complete with sword.
Oh, beautiful.
Boom. Black and red satin number. Look at it. It's great. It's lovely.
Love
You
it.
can't tell I'm overweight. It's fantastic. And also, I dropped my sword, but I do have a sword. So, always great when you have a suit and a sword. There's nothing better. There you are, people. You have it all.
Really leaning the best foot forward.
Wonderful.
Gorgeous.
Real
Immaculate.
satin.
Show-stopping.
It's so satin. Straight from Amazon.
Gorgeous.
The real stuff.
Okay, as your evil doppelganger, I'll go next.
Oh, hell's yeah.
Alright, we got charcoal gray and red. As you can see, I'm incredibly underweight. I'm working on it. I do not have a sword, so this is all we have. Little basic, but hey, you know, not all of us get free stuff from conventions because we're awesome DMs, but we do the best. The one thing that I can't stop doing is the John Travolta,
it comes with the colours. You just think to yourself, gesturing to either side.
and a voice that's talking to you.
You really do. Also, you may not have a sword, my friend, but you do not need one when you have such razor-sharp wit.
Thank you.
Who's next? Who else is going to show us how great they
I
look?
never do this in any other situation, but I will follow after Constantine. So, I've got this lovely gown.
Gorgeous.
Oh, you're gorgeous.
Amazing.
We'll be wearing
Wonderful.
this to a wedding in a couple months, but why waste an opportunity?
And I need to ask it, especially when it comes to a dress. Gina, does it have pockets?
Yes, it does.
Yes.
It has
Has pockets.
Yes.
You will never know what I put in there.
Ooh.
The souls of your enemies.
Knives,
And then
granola bars,
Knives,
and
alcohol.
energy juice.
Everything's sinful, and I can't get my chair back up. 1 second.
R.I.P.
Well, it's a tough act to follow. Who's going to be next?
I guess I'll go next, since I'm also in a dress, and then I'll have to resituate. But you might see my cat, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh,
She's not behind me. All right, so here we have my dress. It's very long. It's actually floor length. She does not have pockets, unfortunately.
We love
there's
a,
not
we love
one
a,
in
we do
Manhattan.
love a, we love a flowy number.
A while ago.
You
And
look like a
that's
fairy
That's why you
princess.
don't wear floor-length gowns for these things, everyone. And then we have my little tiara and my necklace.
I
Red,
love
you
you.
look like a fairy
Fair
princess.
Bada ring and the ring that Jack gave me.
Right, so you win when you say you've got a cladder ring, right? You win straight away. But I did say when I first saw it, I love the even star. The even star just
Yes.
brings it all out.
It does. That was
And-
Jack's idea today, actually.
Gorgeous.
And last and most certainly not least, and from what I understand, by the very act of their character, they would say saving the best till last.
That's correct, yeah. No, so I'm staying with my parents right now, and since I don't live here anymore, they have turned my room into the room of requirement, so it's full of stuff. Forgive me.
Okay.
But, one, this is my drinking horn. I will be drinking mead out of it all session. Two,
Yes.
okay, can I... Whoa.
Show the leather pants.
Yes, okay, so I've got these. They are... Asshole. I've got these. They are wonderful.
Not the chair being an unpaid actor.
Like unveiling
That's
a
wonderful.
curtain.
that is right. Okay, I'm sorry, right, but you have no right to look that good in leather pants and a skirt at the same time. That's not
You
okay.
should come see it in person.
Listen, don't fucking tempt me, right? I love leather pants. Leather pants are fucking tremendous. That is another thing I was going to say. Another thing I did want to bring up, and it's been so amazingly brought up by Charlie there. Not everybody does, and not everybody likes to, but this is one of those sessions that I've mentioned where, like, you know, I don't mind if people do have an adult beverage, as long as you mind your P's and Q's. Okay? So I do not mind. This is an 18 plus channel. You can do whatever the heck you want within the legal standings. don't just go doing everything that you want to do in the
I
deepest
hate to
recess
break
of
it
your
to
mind.
you. I hate to break it to you, Bran. Me and Ren have already started. Our characters have already started drinking.
Oh, that's our characters. That's not us.
Oh no, I'm talking about, you know, if as it's in the spirit of the session, if you would like to have an adult beverage, please do feel free to. I'm probably going to.
Thank God, because I didn't ask.
Well, the problem
It's
is
okay.
I am also at my parents' house, and I refuse to go out in my dress. So maybe at the intro.
Maybe at the intro.
We got the interim, yeah. It's
So
not 5 o'clock here yet.
Oh,
it's
it will.
5 o'clock somewhere.
That's true.
It's 5 o'clock
Um,
here.
Not that I'm
6:47.
trying to persuade anyone to do it. Please, not doing that at all. But anyway,
Yes.
that brings us around to a very good point, guys. What the fuck happened last session?
Too much.
It's
A
fucking
lot.
Gina pulling
John
out
had too much, I think.
the Bible.
Yes.
The Holy Bible. And you know
the
something?
Holy Bible of the Academy.
I was so enwrapped in the last session that I just left so much empty space for me to eventually go back and take notes. It's been a month and a half, and I never did, but I did rewatch those episodes.
I love it.
So, session 17. Yes.
Session
Yeah.
17.
Session 17, Rista, Constantine, and Ian talk about Aurora, and then they go to a society and find Achillea. Achillea has been researching the goddamn stars because they've been missing for some reason. And
The stars are changing, guys.
Wilbur drops a massive bomb about this mysterious figure that Rista ran into called Dar, or who is apparently this like assassin to previous society members. So he poses a potential threat. Who knows? And then Rista hosted a party at her dorm that Constantine was not invited to, but Elwyn did invite.
Why did you
Constantine.
preface that so?
Thanks for that. That wasn't necessary to
I
mention.
felt it was
but
very
okay.
relevant.
Also, you need to specify the reason that I was not invited was not because I was unpopular. It's because my date was getting ready there, and that's apparently a party foul. So
If you
And
think
so
that's
you
relevant,
don't
sure.
see Aurora's dress early. And I think you're the only person actively, like, avoiding, or actively being told to avoid the person that they're going to the dance with in
listen,
their attire.
when a scary vampire lady says not to see me in a dress before the date, like I'm not gonna question that. I'm just gonna go with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you
So
have
the party
to.
begins. Eldwin offers to help Constantine get ready. It's very cute. We all agree. And then Eldwin. Also, we left off the previous session with Eldwin seeing a certain someone, Achillea, walking off into a mausoleum and disappearing, and he immediately thought that she was an interdimensional spy to attack, kill him, or so on. So he confided in. He did go. Yeah, one potential, and he did go very wisely consult the hot elf as to what he should do, and the hot elf did tell him to trust his friends, which he did go and confront Achillea at the party.
Just talk to his friends instead of musing on his own, spiraling into paranoia.
Which he did do by openly confronting her in public if she was a interdimensional spy, which she probably said no. But they bonded over a mutual disdain and concern for a creeping darkness or evil.
No, I didn't even say no. It was
She
something
said
was
no.
mentioned.
I just think she.
I didn't say no explicitly. It was like,
no.
wait,
No, I
you
know
know what's causing this thing?
Yeah,
you were
no,
like,
she
"Are you a spy?" And she was
deflected.
like, "What are you talking about? An evil darkness?" Fantastic.
It was very
That was
funny.
a deflection. I'm still on to you. Okay. No, okay.
I mean, you're no more on to me than Aurora is. Let's be so for real, because she is now on my ass.
Yeah,
Sorry.
thanks for that. Great job to do that in front of everybody in public. That was really awesome.
Yeah, he did let it slip in front of Aurora, which Aurora was she? No, she wasn't drunk. She was high. Achillea.
She was high. I was drunk.
Listen, it's a DM rule. I can do no wrong.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to check. I'm gonna have to check my. I'm gonna have to check my table rules. I don't remember ever saying you can do no wrong. But
No. It is right here in the player's handbook. It says if you go to this page.
Can't wait to see something written in Sharpie.
Your Honor, please wait for the defendant to read his
sticky note.
It says clearly here under sorcerers, they're often highly unpredictable and chaotic and tend to not do well in high pressure situations.
I agree with those, certainly.
Your Honor, we find the defendant guilty.
Tried.
You gave it a good shot.
Absolutely saved that situation, by the way. You did not help. At all.
It's fine. I have a really good bit to commit to for the rest of this campaign.
In that moment, Rista did read Aurora's mind and did find out that she's trying to find her grandfather's mirror and got no other information about that, but that's a fun mystery. And Eldwin also promptly left to go back to Kaladin. Is that a raised hand in my lecture?
I think he was going to go help Constantine finish getting ready.
Well, that, but also I was going to ask, was the mirror that she was looking for not the one at the entrance to the Blood and Bone Society, or am I connecting two things that aren't the same?
She
Don't
went
know that
to
yet.
the mausoleum and saw something, I believe. I can't remember what it was, but
thinks it might be the mirror. She's not certain, though.
I think what the wording was like she was thinking, like, when Achilles brought up a mirror, she was thinking, like, is that my grandfather's mirror?
Yeah.
Or something like that. Anyway, Eldwin went to meet up with Constantine and Kaladin to get ready, where Malekith also consulted him on his gift for Arista, which was very cute. But at the end of that scene, Constantine discovers something very interesting in Eldwin's cabinets. It's Wolfsbane. And that's where we leave off, where Eldwin drops his shirt and reveals his wolf bite scar.
That is absolutely.
And what happens after that, please?
So, with that very expertly told by everyone, thank you very much for everyone contributing. That we do come to that point, so I am going to have to ask. We have discovered the how to say it. We've discovered the bait. We've found out about the werewolf in the room, so to speak. So now comes the point where I do ask, with Constantine standing there, with the wolfsbane potion in his hand, with you having just revealed your bite scars, Eldwin, how are you taking this right now?
Eldwin looks from the bottle to Constantine, to the mess on the floor, back to the bottle, back to Constantine. And he cocks his head to the right and his eyes begin to glow. Magic swirls around his fingertips and he starts advancing slowly on Constantine. And then walks past him and uses his telekinetic feat to start putting stuff off the ground back into the cabinets. Very decisively yanking the bottle out of Constantine's hand, by hand, without magic, to put it back in the cabinet. Following that, I think Eldwin will go over to the table, take the gummy Achillea gave him, turn back to Constantine and go, well,
But it's good to have an answer, finally.
I didn't realize there was a question.
Let's just say it was incredibly obvious that there was something that you felt you couldn't share with the people around you. Obviously, that was something I wanted to find out. I needed to know how likely it was to kill me.
Are you satisfied?
Relatively, yeah. To be fair, it's not quite as dangerous as it could have been, though it is more than some of the other possibilities.
I think I disagree with that statement. I think you'll find that I'm very dangerous.
I'm sure that's a belief that definitely benefits you to hold.
Fine, fine. I can hardly blame you. I mean, I have been far from trustworthy, and frankly, I have been more suspicious of those who have been trustworthy and kind to me. So...
That's a very loaded statement, and I feel that I'm missing some context.
It's not for you.
And yet you said
What do you want to know?
Well, to be
Surely
frank,
those questions.
I feel that I've already figured out the main thing I was looking for. Is there any other skeletons in your closet, or herbs?
Oh, many, but we don't want to uncover all of those right now, do we?
Would you have a ball in, what, 30 minutes? And I'm going to be honest, I'm still having trouble with getting this jacket on properly. I feel like always one sleeve is hanging down too far.
Yeah, I can tell.
Well, given that everyone has seen us together, and they will probably blame you if my outfit is not on point, I recommend we work on that just a little bit. I would hate to shine a negative light on you.
Fine. No more snooping.
I'm not sure that is something that I can promise in good conscience.
Eldwin waves his hand and the door opens. Bit of an ultimatum.
Oh, is
here.
that the deal? Because I can't get help with my clothing without promising to not snoop. How about this? I'll promise I won't snoop anymore while I'm in your house for today.
I'll take for today. Right. The reason that's not working is because you are misbuttoning, and it's throwing the alignment off of your entire jacket.
I don't have a response to that. That won't be.
No, it's okay. You don't have to. All right.
Constantine,
That's
in the
put
back
up.
of your mind, you can just hear a little voice just being like, "You want me to shiv him? I can shiv him."
No, he's actually been quite helpful.
Okay, but you just say the word and shiv.
To be perfectly honest, I'll be surprised if we don't have to shiv someone at least at some point during this night. No, I doubt it'll be.
It's a party. Like, you know, it's not a real party unless, like, you know, somebody's been shivved, somebody's been poisoned, and somebody's drank all the punch.
Is that true? Have you been to a lot of parties? This will be my first.
I'm gonna introduce you to a world of hurt.
Great.
What are you
I'm
doing?
very multiple reasons.
But like the good hurt. You know, like when you get like a back rub and they crack your bones and it's like a ah, and then it's like a oh, like that kind of hurt.
No, I've never experienced that. I don't care for physical touch.
Are you allergic to fun?
Possibly. I do just seem to have a negative reaction to it a lot of times.
I don't know what to do with this kid. Honestly, I think it's time I retired.
That's an option. Will you get replaced if you retire?
You know what? Now I'm just gonna be here forever out of spite.
You know, I suppose there are worse things that could happen.
Meanwhile, while you're having this conversation with Abandon, Eldwin is just kind of staring at a now vacant-faced Constantine as you have this
You're
internal
probably-
dialogue.
Okay. Right. Paladin should be back soon. So, anyway, what's the deal with you going with Aurora? We're revealing hard truths. What secret are you trying to get out of her?
Okay, first of all, you were the one who prompted me to ask her.
That's besides the point.
Secondly, have you forgotten?
Also, technically, she prompted me.
Well, of course, there was that little incident at the beginning of the year. That hole in our memories. Aurora randomly being in the library at the time. Strange.
I've acquired a couple of those now, so I'm not really worried about them.
Yeah.
My childhood's full of holes, so it's fine.
How do you stand that? That's not a slight. Just genuinely curious. That one moment, knowing that someone has been in my mind, has kept me awake for more nights this semester than I can count. How do you live with that happening multiple times?
It's easy. My sense of self isn't tied to what I've been through. No matter how many times my memory was wiped, no matter how many times they tried to remove who I was, I hung on to a single thought. I am Eldwin. And I knew what that meant, vaguely enough. They couldn't take that from me. It was me, a violin, and the world.
Suppose all I have going for me is, well, what I've learned. Given that someone could take that away in an instant by removing a memory. Don't love the idea of anyone messing around with my head.
I understand that.
It's impressive that you
All I
have such a...
do is get inside people's heads now, but I understand that.
How do you know what you
What?
are beyond what you do, though? Are we not just a collection of our own actions?
Very existential. Are you okay?
I might be a little low on sleep.
I think you take the big questions of life too seriously. They're the things that you figure out while you live. You don't replace living to figure them out.
I'm sorry, have you started taking a poetry class? I didn't know that was offered here.
No, I just have a sharp tongue and a studied mind, or something like that.
For once.
Anyway, Kaladin's gonna be back soon, right? Any moment now.
Kaladin's going to be back soon, but I'm still going to leave you squirming in that for a little bit. But what I do want to do is I want to jump to Ren and not Ren. Sorry, I'm reading your first name there. Sorry.
I was actually wondering if you forgot my name.
No.
No,
That's
I'll
what I was
switch it
like.
around just for you, Bran.
Thank you.
I'll switch the order.
It's because it says Eldwin and Constantine first, and then it says Ren.
It's because I was saying erasing my entire name because my work now uses Zoom, and I didn't feel like erasing the entire thing and rewriting it.
As I was saying, I was like, this is the wrong R sound. This is a different R sound that I'm supposed to be making here. So as we go to it, I'd like to jump to Achillea and Rista.
Yes.
Because I believe when we left off, you guys were getting ready with Aurora, and Aurora had already yelled at like 4 people, telling them they can't come in because they're not allowed to see while they're getting dressed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've intentionally been making...
We left off with her not believing my lie, and then it kind of, that's just moving on from that because it's her dress time.
I've been like intentionally trying to make her, because she is already high, I've been trying to make her like more distracted and concerned about her look, so that hopefully she takes a little bit of heat off of Achillea, but that's the only thing I can do.
Gaslight, gatekeep, Gaius.
Yeah. And more people have shown up.
Yes, more people have.
I bet mostly everyone has already partaken of the jungle juice, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So there is there's a fair number of people here. Most of the student body has turned up, all in their various garbs. And so, or to be clear, most of the student body that was invited have turned up.
Yeah.
And their various garbs and beautiful suits and dresses and formal wears and traditional cultural wears and all that jazz. And yeah, with that I do want there. So there's the door's going to open to the common space of the floor that you live on, and a tiefling is going to step through, and this tiefling is head to toe in black and charcoal. With a kind of any metal adornments, like the cufflinks or the buttons on the coat and the waistcoat or the shirt and such, are this strange brass, like a kind of brassy colour, but they have like a slight wee glint of green coming off them, so it gives that kind of look of being a brighter, more silver lined colour than it actually is. With this tiefling entering the field, they stand and they kind of cast their eyes around as if looking for someone. At which point Aurora is immediately going to stand up, give them the death glare, and then turn to you, Rista, and be like, would you like me to have him removed?
I look, and who is it?
Who do you think?
Oh, it is Malekith.
It's Malekith! It's Malekith!
Great. I don't know, I interpret that so differently of like, is Aurora like
sorry,
Malekith?
I should have been more clear.
Aurora's gonna throw hands.
There's a deck of cards in his hand.
I thought it was Malekith.
No, it's Malekith.
Okay.
It's Malekith. And to be clear, there is no deck of cards.
How close are we to? Are we like all getting ready to
So
leave?
the common space, you know, like the room kind of outside your 5 like kind of dorm rooms. The common space is fairly big. It's you know, you're talking about just shy of 100-foot diameter. Okay, so it kind of each common space kind of acts like a miniature room of requirement. If people are visiting, you need more chairs. Suddenly, there's more chairs. If you need more table space, suddenly the table that's there is longer. That kind of operation going on. So you've got quite a decent size for people to mill about in. You're talking easily about 30 people comfortably. At a squeeze, like if you wanted to have like a rave or something like that, you could probably squeeze about 40 people.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that I was having this thing in my dorm room.
Oh, is it in your dorm room?
Yeah, because
Okay.
my dorm room is like this big ballroom.
Yep, in that case, ignore everything I've just said. Malekith is not there. Malekith is going to approach and knock the door at one point. But we are going to... There is something I'm going to do first then in that case. It will make sense to switch these two things around. Where Aurora is going to kind of wave away the people that are like, you know, fussing over her.
Mm-hmm.
And then turn to you both. And say, so, there is going to be something I'm going to need help with later today.
What could I possibly help you with?
Why the fuck are you asking me? I'm genuinely curious.
Because you are here.
That's fair.
Don't worry, we can trust Achillia.
I trust you on that one. There will be a point where there is a slow song playing where we have to do the dancing and the such. When that happens, I need someone to distract my father.
Why?
Well, because father is very overprotective and very looming shadow over people with the sharp claws and the pointed fangs and the blah blah blah.
Uh-huh. I don't think my Ugg boots that will ring with the sound of human screams will be much help here.
Listen, those will always be of use. Always.
Aurora, are you planning on having your father avoid Constantine the entire night?
No. I will invite Constantine to meet my father. But I'm more avoiding him getting overprotective father form and ripping off Constantine's head. It's a very cute head. I would like it to remain attached to the body.
I understand. I do think this is a valid concern. I will say.
I don't think he can get to the point of doing that during the ball.
Well, he's going to be there.
I feel like he can't get to the point of doing it there.
My father is very, very powerful.
Achillia,
I don't doubt that.
Do you think that Randoin would be up to the challenge?
I think we could probably do it, but I think he'd be sad about that.
About not dancing with you?
Mm-hmm.
Achilles in her self-confidence era right now. I mean, he'll do it because...
To be fair, I think we're much more up to the job.
He'll do it
we're much more suited
because I'll ask him to do it. And not only that, he'll be upset that he'll have to do it for me. He'll be upset that he doesn't get to dance with me. And that's where I want him for the rest of his life.
Like, oh, he's not concerned about talking to this terrifying vampire lord. He's upset because he can't dance with his date.
Pretty
much.
I'm convinced that's the case.
Do excuse me for just a wee 1 or 2 minutes, guys. I'm just going to hop out for a wee second. Please do continue. Carry on.
Okay.
do the RP thing. If it does reach a kind of natural conclusion, feel free to just by yourselves switch it back to Elwood and Constantine. This is going to be a very RP heavy session. So,
Sweet.
I'll be back in a minute or two.
Yeah, Rista, no offense. I don't think you and Malekith could really do that as well.
What do you mean? I could be distracting.
No!
I could be cordial.
That's not what's gonna distract someone in this setting.
Oh, because he's a terrifying vampire lord who's concerned about his daughter.
You're too concerned about power and social structures.
I know that I suggest that the Randuin do this, but also it may be concerning that Randuin would do something a little too far for, I say once again, a terrifying vampire lord.
I love how you're concerned about Randuin going too far and not about me going too far. This is going to be very interesting.
I don't know, Achillia. I have faith that you could distract him.
Yeah, he's just a
Do I need
man.
to give me consent
Men
to
only
that?
exist for 8 hours after all. We know this.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm not there to ask a follow-up question, but Rista, could you please ask a follow-up question?
I don't think I will.
Damn it.
Because we all know that that Lord Von Zarovich will only exist for the ball, like a flower in bloom. Is that the metaphor that we're going
No,
with?
I'm just very curious as to what hags mean by men only exist for 8 hours. Like, there's so many answers to it. So much culture we could understand here if you would just follow
I think
up.
Rista might just be a little too scared to ask the question.
You overcomplicate it. Men only last for 8 hours because then they go back to acting like boys.
Fair.
So real. So real.
Wait, what if you're only awake for 8 hours? Then you get
Congratulations.
That's a whole different question there, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's different.
That's a
You're-
medical
you're-
concern. Never mind.
You're moving the goalpost now. We're not doing this.
No, I can't wait to see Constantine meeting Lord Von Zarovich. That's gonna be so great.
It's gonna go one of two ways.
Hilarious.
I'm not gonna specify what those two ways are, but there's gonna go one of two ways.
Yeah.
Either really good or really bad.
It's the same with when Achillia meets him, because it's either gonna go very well
Yeah,
or
because
extremely horribly.
because he's kind of like your elemental opposite
Yes.
in the way that Aurora is.
Yeah, I have.
And also, you have no filter, so you're just
I
kind
have
of.
no filter.
Hey, did you ever
I didn't
kill
know, every
anybody?
time I had a white-haired character who had no filter, who's gonna at some point talk with Strahd
How'd you
Von
become a
Zarovich,
vampire?
I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but weird that it's happened twice.
I would love to see Strahd like speak to a toddler just with that like toddler like blunt honesty. It's like, hello there, little child. Why do you sound like that? Fucking what?
But
I think as a vampire, you must not be around babies that often.
yeah.
You sound like the vampire that's in my child TV shows that teaches me how to count. I do not say blah blah blah.
Once you sound exactly like Count Chocula.
Are you voiced by Adam Sandler?
Chocula. Wow, Count Chocula is crazy. I'm a Booberry fan myself.
I'd bat a Count Chocula.
I love that.
Count Chocula get done. So at that point, I think I'm going to have the door knock.
Yes. I think I'll ask one of of Aurora's attendants to go get it.
Take advantage of them while they're there.
course.
One of them will stand up, move their way over, and they'll open the door, lean their head out, and there's a kind of hushed dialogue for the nod, and they come back over and they say, "There is a young man outside by the name of Malekith. He says he is here for She kind of looks between the pair and is like, "Believe it is you," and she gestures towards you, Rista.
Indeed. Aurora, are we all ready to leave now? Or is anyone doing final looks?
Is everybody that we are supposed to be leaving with here?
I think I'll
getting drunk over
my
there.
party. I think I'll gesture to the room and say, everyone, final looks. We have 5 minutes before we leave. Everyone, get ready. We have a ball to attend.
Okay.
Thank you, 5.
There's absolutely 2 or 3 who go, thank you, 5. The moment you say that, it turns into fucking pandemonium. They're like running around, last minute things, grabbing shawls and jackets and fucking, I don't know, phone chargers, that kind of shit. You know, I don't know what the magic fantasy equivalent of a phone charger is, but they're grabbing one. And Aurora is going to look at you, and she's going to go, stall your boyfriend. Give us as much time as possible. And then she goes back to getting like thrown all over, like just getting.
Ooh, boyfriend.
I go, he's not my boyfriend, and then I go to the door.
Yes.
I love how you said, he's not my boyfriend. You go to the door and you see, as I described, to kind of give the idea of the style, no tie, open top shirt kind of thing. Not like Kaladin open top shirt where it's like cut down to his navel. Like,
Classy.
no, like the two buttons undone. The shirt he has on is a kind of like, it's, you know, some kind of silk or satin, and it's such a dense dark green that it looks black until it's one of those ones, like it looks like it's completely black until the light hits it and you see the green that it actually is. Black and charcoal detailed waistcoat. The detail on it is kind of like wisp or smoke. Same with the coat. The coat is like a slim cut coat, and it has tails. That's a very, very particular thing. Trousers match the waistcoat. Shoes, black dress shoes. Is Malekith a sleeves up or sleeves down? Sleeves down. Sleeves down with cufflinks. The one thing that does stand out that he does have, right? Now, I'm going to say the type of hat he is wearing. Let me finish the description before you make a judgment, because everybody will always judge this, right?
I have Googled ready.
Right, okay. So, to be
I
very,
know what hat you're talking about.
to be very specific, he is wearing it is a wide-brimmed Southern Blues fedora. We're not talking... We're talking like the one that sits on the back of the head, not the one that hangs over one eye if you're a noir cop from the 1920s, right?
Or an incel online.
Yes, he's not greeting
Don't
you.
ruin the look.
He's not doing "milady." He's not doing that shit, right? Here at World Tree Quests, we will implore you never address anybody as "milady." Unless you're dressed in a full suit of fucking armor. And even then, pick your battles, right?
I'm going to now
World
pick
Tree
a different
Quest.
cast member each week to exclusively refer to as Milady, just because you said that.
Here at World Request, we do not condone the usage of wearing fedora hats unless you are also wearing a three-piece suit.
Please. I want to be Milady.
If it is a
I wanna
wide,
be-
Of course, Milady.
if it's a wide-brimmed fedora, a la like the Southern Blues style of fedora,
Yeah.
you good. If it's a fedora in the style of a zoot suit, like The Mask, you good. If it's a fedora where you look like that weird, tall, lanky one who did the breakdancing with the black-eyed peas, you're wrong. Okay? There are 3 types of fedora. 2 are acceptable. Know which 2.
I promise you, I can get you a cursed third one.
I do not need a trilby hat. That's what we call them over here. Like, the fedora you do not wear is called a trilby. And we do not appreciate trilby hats.
Oh, no.
We do not appreciate them. They're not needed. But yeah, so that's what he's standing like, and he's got in his hand like a little kind of like glass box. And inside, very, very, very traditional in the sense, is a corsage. And he's just going to, as you he kind of turns, looks, he kind of starts talking as he does it. I'm going to roll the. I figure I'm going to do this because it's a formal event, mini arc that we're doing. So I'm going to roll the charisma checks to see how they handle the first look, so to speak. Yeah. So let me just grab the dice tray. Will we use new dice? I've been to UK Games Expo, so you know what? I will use new dice. I'm going to use new dice.
That's for Malekith?
It's not new. They're not new dice specifically for Malekith, but they are new dice nonetheless.
You're rolling for him.
So I got given these dice by my good friend, my very good friend now, my good friend Varun from the fantastic group behind a lovely little TTRPG called Call to Power, which is phenomenal. And one day I'm going to talk more on this TTRPG, but for now, all you need to know is these are glass dice. And they're cracked on the inside and covered with resin. And they do that because when the light hits and shines through it, you can see all the facets and fractals on the inside. They're stunning. They're so good. They're shockingly expensive. And he handed them to me and was like, hey, here you go. They're beautiful. I love them. Hey, Varun, if you're watching, I love you, buddy. So let's see. Charisma check for Malekith. I'm putting my hands here, man. The first roll on them is a nat 20.
I love this.
My hands are here.
There's like
Angling down just so I can get this. I'm going to unblur for the slightest of seconds. My hands are in full view just so I can show that. Don't shift. Don't shift and move. It's the symbol for the company,
I see it.
which is the nat 20. And I'll prove it's the nat 20 because if I flip it upside down, there's the 1.
Gorgeous.
Okay? So the first roll on these dice, live on stream, was a nat 20. We got to love it when the dice tell a story. So, Malekith turns with the corsage and he goes, as he turns with it, he speaks in his, kind of slightly Cajun twanged drawl. I hope that you don't be mad. And my mom said, and then when he sees you, just kind of, you are gonna have to forgive me. I have no idea what it is that I was about to say anymore. You look really, really nice. Usually I would be more poetic, but words are failing me at this moment in time.
Oh, I do hope that you find them throughout the night.
He will mutter something to himself in Infernal. Do you speak Infernal? This could be a very, very funny moment. Do you speak Infernal?
Unfortunately, I don't.
No, you...
R.I.P.
God.
I will say that if I did speak Infernal, I wouldn't have told him.
Yeah, but it still would have just been really funny.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, he will mutter to himself in Infernal. With a very kind of like a grin and like a half eye roll. You can insight check it if you would like.
I would love to. 22.
22. I mean, I'll roll with the disadvantage to see if he... No. You got a 22. He got a 2. There's definitely the sensation of like as you speak to him, and there's very much a like a kind of attitude of like get yourself together, man. Like come on, pull your strings together, buddy. And then he will hold out the corsage and he'll say, it's a little bit of a tradition where I'm from. You're supposed to bring this and you're supposed to give it to the person you bring along to such an event.
I look at the box and I say, well, aren't you going to put it on me?
Of course. And he will open it, take it out, and it's a... What kind of flower will we make this? What kind of flower would make sense? Orchid? Yeah, an orchid would make sense. But an orchid that's like kind of white in the middle and fades out to a very pale, almost mint green towards the edge, but very, very pale, very, very pale. Like the colour of like a Luna moth. You know the colour I'm talking about? That kind of colour towards the edges, and it's very, very soft, almost very, very brushed velvet, like the feather is how the petals feel. And he'll take the corsage and he'll take your hand and he'll very, very gently push the corsage over your hand, and then kind of do the thing where you do the little straighten up kind of thing as if he's somehow trying to make it sit correctly, but he clearly has no idea what he's doing. He knows you're supposed to do this. He's never done it, so he's just kind of like, every time I see somebody put these on, they move them, so I'm moving them. I don't know if I'm moving them correctly, but hey ho, we are here to learn.
I take my hand away and I look at the flower and I admire the flower, and then I say, I never do this. I've almost forgotten. And I'm going to rush over back to my vanity and I'm going to pull out just like a little, like no bigger than a foot by half a foot wide box, like a present box. And I present it to him and I say, I got you a little something.
He will take it with a fairly surprised look on his face. Oh, I thank you. Am I supposed to open this now, or do I open this?
Yes, open it now.
Open it. And he will open up the box.
And inside is matching the one that he gave me, a black domino mask. And I pull out the stick mask that he gave me, and I say, if I'm going to look like a fool, you are too.
He will look at the mask, and I'm gonna make a roll again. I'm gonna make a roll on it again. I'm gonna be rolling a lot of charisma checks today, guys. It's just gonna be a thing. Man, okay. Damn, Malekith.
Better.
No. Good damn. Like, boy was written as nerd with good accent, but apparently today, boy got game. He'll take
Boy prepared for this day.
But boy came out like, listen, you're the nerdy fuck that sits in the back, and for some reason you've got a date with the hot girl. Do not fuck this up. You could go down
on a spiritual level. I feel like that has been the story of my life.
Right. That is exactly the whole thing behind my entire marriage. Like, you're the geeky guy that sang show tunes in the back of the class, and now you're married to the hot goth chick who bench presses people. Don't fuck it up.
The nerdy guy is going to the ball with the most popular girl in school, and nobody knows how that happened.
Is this just like she's all that?
Actually, not the nerdy guy.
I think Attilio's the only one who knows how this happened, and maybe Constantine as well, since they both
This happened
live with
twice.
Malekith
This happened
and
twice.
hang out with Rista all the time.
The awkward nerdy kid, Malekith and Constantine, end
Yeah.
up with the super hot girl,
Oh,
Yeah,
Rista and Aurora.
yeah. It is a magic
And the
school,
popular
though,
girl
so I guess
actually
it kind of
turned
makes
down
sense.
the other popular guy to go with him.
He'll take the mask out and he'll put the mask on, and then he will step back, grab like the lapels of his coat, straighten them, and then like, do I look full enough, or should I do something funny with my horns?
I go up to him, and in the same way, I feel like Risto must have clocked. Well, you tell me, did I clock how nervous he was putting the corsage on my
Oh,
wrist?
I mean, he rolled a 2. Like, he's not very good at hiding it.
Okay. Rista kind of like trying to make him feel a little more comfortable. I go up to him and like straighten up his jacket, and I say, "This is the best that you've looked all year."
He will
Slightly
kind of
back in.
like a little kind of like mock affront and be like, "You mean you didn't like my grey turtleneck and glasses with the scraped back ponytail look? That wasn't for you, no?"
This is me, Gina, not knowing what to say. Rista probably
clean up
said,
nicely.
Achilles just in your head, just being like, "Talk nice."
You just hear it in your head.
Achilles just
Tell him he
telepathically.
cleans up nicely.
No. I see.
Also, if he needs a flower.
I see Achilles telling the bad things to say. Just like, tell him he's got a nice butt.
Right, like, what is it? How does Achilles know what to say at a mall?
"It's like the angel and the devil on my shoulder is Constantine and Achilles."
Achilles knows what to say. I don't know how. She just does.
Achilles' entire
And that's
perception.
right.
Achilles' entire perception of men is that they're disposable. So so she's just like, don't worry. No matter what you say, he'll forget it because he'll be gone in 8 hours.
That's true.
Rista probably tells him like, "Well, you've certainly rocked the hat looks. You certainly rocked the hat looks before, but I like this one the best."
He will just kind of smile at that. And he'll kind of nod his head a little bit and say, "Well, then in that case, I thank you deeply." And then he'll hold his arm out in a very, "oh shit, I'm supposed to do that" kind of way. Not quite the smoothest, but not the worst he's been kind of thing. And say, "Are you ready to go, or are we waiting on the rest of your..." And he sees the crowd of people running around frantically and just... Entourage.
I briefly step back into the room and say, "1 minute, and then we're heading out."
Thank you, Juan.
Somebody somewhere screams, "Ah!" Someone has fainted from the pressure.
Oh no, go help her up. Go help her up. Attendants.
The attendants are too busy trying to get Aurora.
I fully adopted Aurora's attendants. I've also been using them.
With that, Achilles, I'm going to come back to you, okay? Because I've got a plan. But I want to go back to the Eldwin and Constantine.
I'm gonna take this moment to tell everybody that I forgot to put on my corset, which
hell
elevates
yes.
things slightly.
Corset!
My bad. Sorry.
Corset.
You were saying?
We're going back to you.
Much like our good friend Malekith, I have forgot what I was saying. Words appear to be having escaped my... Words appear to be having... What? You have a PhD.
They can't even talk now.
Words appear to have escaped me.
Escape her? I hardly know her. Sorry.
What?
I'm gonna start making people roll on tables. I swear it, guys. Okay, so we jump back to Eldon and Constantine, still in this kind of moment of defirk. When there is going to be a knock at the door. A fairly heavy, solid knock.
Yep, that's probably Aurora. Eldwin goes to the door, fully expecting it to be Paladin.
Sorry, Constantine, what did you say there?
I'm sorry, is that a tradition that I'm not familiar with? Is she picking me up? I thought I was meeting her there.
I wouldn't be surprised. But no, Eldwin will go over and answer the door.
You open the door and there is very evidently Kaladin. Kaladin is wearing, again, cut down to the navel, Okay, like cut down to Venezuela, and it's like I'm trying to think of the way I'm trying to think of how to describe this. You know, you see the most, but then it has no buttons and stuff. It's just cut like a really, really deep V down. You see it a lot on like the Met Gala stuff. Like, I'll try and find an image I'll try and find a picture to show you. But he's wearing that in a very kind of like metallic, burnt orange and brass and copper tones. Which just, I mean, for someone who's for a mountain elf with that kind of russet toned skin, that reddish tan skin, it goes amazingly well. His hair has been pulled back, all of it's pulled back and braided. The braids are very long. Even with his hair being braided, it still comes down to about his belly button length. And each of the braids has been fastened with some kind of semi-precious, or in fact in some cases precious stone. And he's I'm really sorry to do this, but it's exactly the kind of thing he would do as like that. This would be how he presents himself when it's home. He's doing the book talk boyfriend, Dorleen. That it just screams Kaladin. It just absolutely does.
It does.
I'm so happy I caught that part.
Yeah, so Elvin opens the door, starts like staring chest level, and then slowly like, oh, well, you clean up nice. At this point, Elvin will be pretty much ready. Of course, his makeup will all be done. Lots of gold and smoky colors are, it's kind of the theme across the board. He has a lot of gold chains, and his outfit's not too dissimilar from mine. A nice flowy frilly shirt and corseted with a, I believe he asked the Spider Woman for the peak of androgyny. So it's both skirt and pants, long flowy.
The edge of the edge of the skirt is laced as well.
Mm-hmm. His hair is braided into a crown half up, and there are flowers, moonflowers, in each of the little knots of the braid. And then he is wearing knee-high, high-heeled, lace-up black boots. I think that's it.
Okay.
And in addition to his ring, which grew into like finger armor, he's wearing a whole set on the hand that matches them. So he has like claws.
So Kaladin is also the kind of person that would wear like makeup as well, but it's very, very minimal. It's that very, very Egyptian aesthetic where it's the black underliner. But but the upper eye is in like a deep bronze. And as you say to him that he cleans up well, he is going to kind of do that thing where they kind of like push off the door frame, and one hand on one hip, cock the left shoulder down, and just kind of give you a very, about as nice as you can give somebody a once over.
Sure.
And then say, well, you don't do too half bad yourself.
Oh, don't dance around it. I'm gorgeous.
Well, you are. I'm just really, I mean, I hope you didn't go to all this hassle just for my sake.
Oh, I'm showing off for the world. And you. No, it's largely for you. You do look wonderful, though.
And you do too. And then he.
Does Eldwin have an accent? I don't remember.
I don't think Eldwin's had an accent.
I think Elvin just talks very like
been
kind of
like
like
a
Bristol, like
soft-
it's more proper.
Right,
Yeah.
like a sort of soft
Like elegant.
British, proper.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool. Thank you. It's been a while.
Sorry, I'm still trying to remember all the accents that all the NPCs had.
Right?
The only ones I can remember for sure are the 4 dates. That's about it. Everybody else is going to be a real swift guess.
Is anybody else really important?
Not particularly.
I mean, in the grand scheme. And then when he hears Constantine speak, he'll kind of lean in and go, "Oh, you started the party without me now, did you?"
Sorry.
Excuse me. You told me in order to take me out to the ball, I had to do one altruistic thing. Here's Constantine, dressed and looking better than he would have if I didn't help.
Oh, that's why you helped me. I was wondering.
So I guess it wasn't fully altruistic, because I still had an ulterior motive, but look at you, how could I not?
He will laugh a little. And then, well, I suppose 9 out of 10 is still a pass. So I'll give you this one. But you're going to have to work a lot harder for the next one.
That's passing higher than Constantine's passing his classes.
I'll have you know I'm actually doing quite well.
No,
you're
that's true.
cribbing me, aren't you?
Yes.
Damn, I gotta get better at picking up on that.
Sorry, I am
It's okay.
going to take this tie off because
No, it's okay.
the top,
I'm looking forward to the
top button thing is
gradual...
the top button thing is not
Gradual
working for me.
undress? Yeah, me too. I can't wait to see Brandon.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
And if you go to my link tree for the low price of $7.99 a month,
Let me just...
there we go. Fantastic. Thank you. God, now I look like some kind of Italian gangster. Hey!
Just a little bit.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, it is a fantastic look on you.
So, Kaladin will hold out his hand. Doesn't he? Nah, arm? Nah, hand. Hand for Kaladin. He'll hold out and say, "Oh, we better get moving. There's a whole load of people that are about to walk into that place, and well, I figured if you've put in this much hard work to be looked at, you might as well get people looking at you right."
Suppose. Alright, let's go. And Constantine, don't look in my closet. No, I'm kidding. I'm done hiding things from you. But he'll take Kaladin's hand and they will leave. Constantine's welcome to leave with them or follow on his own time.
I'll follow behind.
Okay.
For any other information that I should be aware of before this, anything to avoid or specifically do.
Tell you what, our part of the deal is technically ended, so you ask me a question, I'll answer honestly. I ask you, you answer honestly, okay?
Sure.
Cool.
What is the biggest pitfall in social settings?
Not letting the room breathe. There's a tendency when you're trying to make polite conversation, jokes, things of that nature, to rush your speaking. To get worried, to stutter, to say, it's okay to stop. Take your time, figure out what you're going to say, and choose your words well. Give the conversations time to breathe, especially in elegant situations. You want to choose your words wisely. You don't want to use street slang, you don't want to use mannerisms that insult the rich. Which I do a lot. So I get it, it's hard, but I know you can do it. My turn?
Sure.
Why do you have the symbol for void magic embroidered into your clothes?
Give me a second, I'm going to practice letting the room breathe.
Oh, yes.
That's good.
Brand,
that was good.
I have a question.
Yes.
Does blip work for everyone who's present or just one person?
Does what blip?
Blip. The one that lets me change the conversation?
Anybody that was I will say anybody that was in perceptive range.
Okay, so anyone who perceives it no longer perceived what I just said if I blip out.
Yep.
And question, when I can restore those memories to someone, can I do them to each person individually, or is it everyone who heard, or one in particular?
Situation.
Tell me more.
So what I mean by that is the line in and of itself, the moment in and of itself. So when
So both. So if I were to say something, undo it, and then later redo it, both Eldwin and Kaladin would be aware of it. I couldn't just make Eldwin aware of the original statement, but not. Okay,
yes.
Gotcha.
Because what you're doing, it's not like Silvery Barbs or Gift of the Gab, where you're redoing that one thing for that one person. With Blip, you're actively going, nope, I don't like how that worked, and removing that moment from the timeline.
Gotcha. Okay. Sorry, my cat was walking on a painting.
No, it's okay. Keep bending over. You're good.
My guy, I appreciate the compliment. There's nothing to look at. I am assless. Anyway, what if I can... Wait, can I flip that one away? Hold on.
Put a bunch of D&D nerds in formal attire and they become fucking thirsty.
You can't send us to Honey Jail. We have the keys. Anyway.
I just think all of you look amazing, and I intend on telling you. That's all.
Yeah, no, I'm going to hit on each one of you a ton in the most platonic way possible.
This is why it's great being the DM. Like, it's my job to hit on all of you at some point today. Like,
you can just create a character to flirt with us.
That is true.
You would never know if I did it though. That's the thing. You would never know if I went, I'm going to make this person just to flirt with this person. You would never know.
I mean, wasn't that just Kaladin? Wasn't that just what that was?
So it wasn't with a particular person in mind, but Kaladin was pretty much put there to be, okay, so Malekith is going to be the intelligent one in case they lack an intelligence person, and then we'll put them there in case they need some muscle. Kaladin will be the. Let's face it, Kaladin's just going to flirt with people. That's all he's there for. Surprisingly, he's not
effectively the bard in a D&D party.
Which is weird because he's not a bard.
Yeah.
No, he's a rogue, but he's crafty. That's like, he's crafty, he's resourceful, he's quick-witted. He's suave.
He's like
he has finesse.
Kind of sneaky, but also,
Yeah.
The finesse.
Hopefully this has been a long enough pause. Constantine will respond with...
He's been waiting for 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Silent. No. Oh, okay, camera's gone. Yeah, cool. We love that.
You're
back.
I found a recent interest in the Forbidden Four magics and decided to see who picks up on it. Now I know you do.
The Eldwin's fingertips blacken, and his magic, like, actively transforms from this bluish to, like, a purple. And the symbol for the Void School of Magic appears in his palm, and he says, "We should talk later." Before he extinguishes it.
I think we will need to talk later.
Kaladin's going to look between you both and go, I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
You don't need to.
Alright, second question.
Oh, okay. Multiple rounds. Let's go.
Oh, do I only get one?
We can do more. We have a long walk.
Let's see. Oh, shucks, there's so many. It's hard to find just one. What do I do if I've heard tell that the father of my date is a little intimidating and very well might kill me or just put me on a list of people to be killed after the date in order to not violate any treaties? How should I go about handling that? When I meet him, I would rather not be subservient. It's not really how I go about things. What demeanor would you recommend? One that I'm relatively capable of. You know my limits. They're extensive.
There's something more challenging. Your date's father is rather notorious. Strahd Von Zarovich, it's a well-known name, I feel. The Von Zaroviches are at least a well-known family. They have ties going very far back in the school. But I don't know Strahd. I've never met him. Therefore, it'd be very hard for me to tell you how to conduct myself. So, if you were willing to, I don't know, let me back in your head, hear me out. I'll go with you and suss out his vibe. Help feed you things to say if you need the extra help. Unfortunately, I can't have you being killed by a vampire lord when we're just finding common interests.
I'm so sorry. Can I interrupt the scene real quick? I don't know if your ability counts as magic, but there's no magic at the ball.
That's a really good point. There is no magic at the ball, but I didn't think of that, so I'm gonna keep acting like this is a normal plan that will work.
Great.
I appreciate your offer, and I can acknowledge the kindness in it, but I don't believe that I'm comfortable with anyone being inside my head.
Boundaries. I get it. I don't respect them usually, but I get it. Right then. Strahd Von Zarovich was a conqueror, warlord type. He had a certain thrill in battle. He is rather reserved, quiet, keeps to himself, enjoys a dark red glass of something. I would avoid vampire jokes, avoid anything along the lines of bloodsucker or play dead. Not that you would use those anyway.
Typically try and avoid slurs in my day-to-day, and in general.
That's for the best. Apart from that, Bran, can I make a history check to see if I can know anything else about this individual?
So it would not be history, it would technically come under Arcana.
He is such a specimen. Okay, got it. I'm bad at these, so wish me luck. Also, I didn't bring dice, so I only have D&D Beyond's dice. Here
That's
we
fine,
go.
go for it.
Oh no, it does that thing where the dice are super slow on my laptop. I think I just decided I'm going to use a random Google dice. But we've already started this one. Hold on, it'll be done in 2 to 5 business days.
The results will be mailed in to you.
No, for real. It's not looking good though, I'm going to be real.
They first have to file a claim with your insurance company, actually, before they can send you the results of your dice.
Well, actually, no. Remember,
That
you've got
That would make
got,
sense.
Yeah, and then you
You've
need
got-
a photocopy of the evidence of your
Yeah.
results.
and
the
then
whole thing.
you've got to fill
That
in
tracks.
You've got to fill in the C26 form and send it in triplicate as well. So like,
And then you have to pay to send an official transcript to your same
But then
school.
again, it does work differently in Scotland than it does in America.
oh shit,
Hey,
yeah,
Constantine,
absolutely.
you're smart. Do you want to, I don't know, help?
Sure, I'll roll an Arcana, see if I've read anything about.
You guys are just trying to share information about what you know.
I
about
don't know. I don't know if that would be the help action or if you should roll.
No,
'Cause,
I'd say like if you're trying to recall things, we'll make it the help action. We'll see how far.
Yeah, 'cause I rolled a 26, but okay, go ahead, roll again.
Yeah,
Wait, no,
unfortunately,
five,
you'd
10,
be better at an Arcana than I am. But okay, I'm just gonna use Google for this one because that was ridiculous, and it was a 10. The great mighty Lord of Google said,
It said 1.
Said what?
Oh,
it
good,
did
so you had a
actually,
10.
yes. It did actually say 1.
Dang.
Okay, so our
R.I.P.
options are a 6 or a 10. I'm gonna go with a 10. What do I recall about this figure on a 10?
He's the
I mean, you
nicest.
chose not to talk to Aurora, which is probably indicative of your role.
So on a 10, as much as it's not a pass, Strahd is so well known, it's barely a fail. Barely.
Okay.
DC I was having in mind for knowing information about Strahd was an 11. But with a total of 10, you know there's some kind of thing about some rumor that he like killed his brother because he really, really liked his brother's wife.
Ew.
You know that he is apparently, several people have apparently told stories about ending his reign over the place that he rules, but yet he's right, he always comes back, which points towards him being something a bit more than just your average vampire.
I'm gonna forgo telling him that. We don't want to scare him. Okay. Yeah, apart from that, all I know is that he's potentially bloodthirsty enough to kill his own brother for his brother's wife, which is very Hamlet. But also, it's just rumors. I unfortunately don't know too much, but in general, like I said, expect his mannerisms to be old. He comes from a time far gone, right? So you can expect his verbiage, his language to be a little older, and you'll have to think about what certain things may mean and how he intends them. Other than that, you may not have a choice. Strahd may be an evil, vicious, awful person, and the fact that you laid a single hand on Aurora may mean that you were already marked for death.
Okay, so perhaps the best, well, maybe not best chance of survival, the highest probability of survival will be to not appear as a victim nor a threat, something in between.
Correct. You don't want to downplay your strength because he might see you as weak. You don't want to overplay your strength because he might, well, a first year is a threat, unlikely. But, you know, don't be a victim, don't be a threat. I think you've worded it well.
Well, that'll be a fun balancing act with my life on the line. Your turn.
Why don't you like people using magic, enchantment magic specifically, or telepathy? Why are those no-goes for you?
See if I can get my camera to stay on for half a second. Good lord.
I like you blinking out of existence. I think it's a good look on you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, because you get to not see me for a little bit. I see how it is.
I need a break. You're radiant.
Oh, I'll stop it. Well, I don't have problems with these types of magic in general. I don't believe there's any specific kind of magic that is innately evil. It's all about how you use it.
Oh no, enchantment magic is pretty much innately evil.
Interesting perspective. For myself, my mind is all I have. I don't have a family to fall back on. I don't have wits or charm or even the strong sense of self that you seem to be able to hold on to despite people messing with your memories. I only have my mind. That is the only way I will ever amount to anything and make a name for myself rather than fall into disappointment and be forgotten. I hate the idea that someone could mess and take away with that in an instant.
I'm satisfied. Any more questions, or is our little game over?
I think that'll be all for now.
Congratulations, you win, or something.
I didn't know that was a competition, but okay.
Well, it's a game.
Oh. Well, I don't want to interrupt you and your date. Kaladin, never officially met you, but it's nice to not officially meet you. I'm gonna go find my date, I suppose. I'm not really sure how this works. I'll figure it out.
Okay. Do you have a token to give her?
I'm sorry? No one told me about token.
Oh dear. Okay.
Book.
I'm
gonna take a guess by the look at your face that was not an acceptable idea.
You want to give them something they can Where? Hold on. And as they walk, Eldwin is going to start pulling the flowers out of his braids
Okay.
and weave them into like their own little flower crown, and then hand that to Constantine and say, "Give her that. It's white, so ideally it doesn't clash with anything she's wearing."
Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry I
Right.
wasn't there.
To be honest, it was my responsibility to warn you. Have fun. We're gonna take a different detour to get to the ballroom. You one last question?
Oh, if I die, there's a responsibility you'll need to take over. Or at least Sharon.
Disposing of your body. I think that'll be very enjoyable.
I'm pretty good at that. I've done it a few times before.
Hey, okay, you know what this is about.
In that case, there's two responsibilities. You'll find out about the other
Planning
one.
your funeral. Yeah, no, I think I can do that too. I'd make a lovely funeral director.
I give a good speech every now and then.
Constantine's
Hey,
gonna turn
yeah.
around and walk away and just hold up 3 behind him.
Can't wait.
With that, I'm going to say, because we've been gushing and play flirting and such, we are at our halfway mark. So this is where we're going to take our 15-minute break. When we come back, we are going to Achillea. So be prepared for it, because you're next on the chopping block, Achillea. We're going to see how...
We'll see if I come back with an adult drink or not.
We shall see. But we're going to take our 15-minute break, guys. Do not go anywhere. We will see you in 15 minutes.
I'm gonna
Nice.
Woo!
Hi there, folks. We are back for part 2 of our little session of Welcome to the Academy. We left off there with Eldwin and Constantine being led to the ball by Eldwin's date, the lovely mountain elf known as Kaladin. But now we're going to jump back to where we were before, with everybody rushing around at the last minute to get ready. Achillea, in this frantic foray of fumbling mess, what's Achillea doing? Does Achillea have any kind of...
I think Achillea's just completely ready and is watching everyone panic. And just kind of like...
And in this panic, there is everything. We are talking fisticuffs. There's everything is boiling down right now. But with that boiling down, kind of loitering around the front door, you would see a face that you'd be fairly recognizable to you at this point. Red skin, horns, tail, wearing strangely more piratish garb than usual. Randuin is kind of standing, just kind of like doing that thing where you rock back on your, you lean forward but rock back onto your heels, then you kind of push forward, then you kind of lean back but you rock up onto the toes of your feet. He's doing that over and over again, just kind of looking around as if he's looking for someone.
I had a really funny idea, and then I realized I can't wild shape into a creature that can fly, so that idea is out the window.
Hopefully you realized that before you also went out the window?
No, that's the wrong campaign. I'm not breaking windows here, actually. And I'm gonna wild shape into a gerbil. I'm just gonna run under everyone's feet to get through the crowd.
Okay.
And then just gonna stop right at Randuin's feet.
So you turn into a gerbil and you're skittering around everybody. You are darting onto his feet, jumping from one foot to another, running underfoot everywhere. And you stop right at Randuin's foot and he looks down at you.
I feel like all of Achillea's wild shapes have like a similar like pattern as her crown of thorns on like their face.
And as he does that, looks down at you. He's going to bend down. He's going to put out his hand and pick up the little pick you up in this gerbil form. And be like, "Well, hello there, wee fella. Where are you off to?"
And in his head, because I don't think that cancels out my telepathy, he just hears hi.
Oh, you're the jerk. Are you going to be like this the whole dance?
No.
I'm very thankful, because I imagine that if we started doing the classical waltz, this would be quite difficult.
If you put me down, I'll go back. I just didn't want to push through people.
He'll kind of like, right, yeah, fair. And then he'll put you back down on the ground.
I almost missed the wild shape and 7 feet tall antlers.
As you manifest into shape, Randuin kind of like puts his arms out like, there she is. Wow, you look grand there. You really do.
Rista helped a lot with the hair. Thank you.
I like it. It's nice.
I think I might wear it down more.
I think you should. I think it really suits you.
If I were to dye it a color, what color should I dye it?
I mean, I'm always going to say teal. Teal is my favorite color.
Noted. You look good.
Oh, thanks. He's wearing black straight cut formal trousers, black boots with a gold toe and a gold slate heel on them. The coat he's wearing is a ribbed coat, so it's like it's got the gold ribbons on it here. Pardon me. All the way up to the kind of frilly neck shirt, similar to kind of what Charlie's wearing right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he'll kind of look it over, then look back and go, I've never been to one of these, and I didn't know what to wear. And then my dad said that this was popular when he was younger.
You know, I think I can think of a few people who might be wearing something similar, so you'll fit right in. They're just not in this party. Because I don't think Aurora would allow anyone to finish getting ready looking like that in this room. She's scary.
Oh, yeah, she's absolutely terrifying. Totally.
And I'm gonna druidcraft a little teal rose and put it behind his ear. No thorns on the stem.
As you put it behind his ear, his face goes red. He's like, I'm really sorry, I didn't bring you anything. I forgot to bring you something.
And I make a matching one on my wrist that wraps around.
You're really damn impressive, you know that.
I have no idea, honestly. I just kind of exist.
Well, I think
Nice
you're pretty amazing.
I think you're the first person who's not one of my parents to say that to me.
Well, I mean, I can't speak on behalf of the rest of the world, so they might all be dumb as a sack of hammers for all we know.
That is true. Let's get out of here before everyone tramples out freaking out and has to get stuck behind Aurora.
Absolutely. Are we running like ahead of everybody, or?
I think we can run ahead.
At which point Randuin will take your hand and just immediately start booking it.
And with the other hand, Achilles just picking up her floofy skirts and following.
Following towards the...
And the Uggs?
The Uggs are not currently screaming.
Not currently.
Have to will them to scream.
And then...
No, Kim's gonna use that for her entrance.
Randuin, when he's got you and stuff, is he running towards his place of residence, or is he running towards the ballroom?
Probably the ballroom.
Okay. As we reach the ballroom, all of you hear the music. You hear the chatter of multiple voices that you recognise as the teachers hear some students. You also hear some unfamiliar voices. As you guys arrive, Constantine, Aurora's able to see you right now, and she's going to kind of walk over to you. Oh, sorry, Constantine.
I'm so sorry. Before we get to that, I had a very small thing that I thought about that I wanted to do before, like on the way to.
Go ahead. Go ahead, by all means.
Okay. Constantine wanted to check in with Abandon and say, Abandon.
Yeah, boss.
I know I don't normally endorse stealing, but do you happen to have any little trinkets, baubles, or jewelry that you've recently snatched from unsuspecting individuals?
Yeah, I got a few. And he got to disappear into his little demi-plane, and next time he appears, he's got like a pocket watch, a packet of gum, 2 silver coins, a sending stone. Like, you know, the most random things.
I don't believe any of these will work.
What are you looking for?
Alright. I'm going to entrust something with you and hope that you have a better sense of style than I do. Do you know Aurora, one of our classmates?
Yeah. Creepy, you know, vampire person.
Yes. I'm gonna keep walking. And if you happen to, I don't know, stumble upon an item that you think she would find fetching, maybe you can deliver it to me and I'll find you some chocolate.
So you're telling me I just gotta find this particular person and I get chocolate?
No. I would like you to find an item that I can give to this particular person.
Oh, I gotcha.
And
I find info, and you pay me for that info, but you pay me in chocolate.
No, okay. I didn't want to have to spell this out. All the rooms are empty. I'm asking you to maybe go steal something so that I can give it to my date because I didn't prepare enough.
Okay.
And then I'll give it.
Yeah, I'll go do that.
No. Okay, I'm gonna make one thing very clear. Do not steal from Aurora so that I can give something to Aurora, because I do feel like that is something that you would accidentally do. So steal from anyone but Aurora, preferably someone who's not gonna kill me. How does that sound?
That sounds ideal to me.
Okay, perfect. You get to steal, you get chocolate, I get an item. Pick something classy, but also kind of her style. So creepy classy. Yeah?
Whatever you say, boss. I'm gonna go and figure this shit out right now.
I trust you, but also have a backup plan in case it doesn't. So if you can't find anything, don't worry about it.
And he will take off, running with reckless abandon.
There it is.
But at this point, you can all arrive now at the front doors to the main hall. Outside, there is a tall, very regal-looking dragonborn, who, as you guys arrive and you are talking, milling around, he will lean in and say, "The first to enter decides the names of all those who will be entering here for them, and you will be introduced in such a manner. Who shall be stepping in first?"
But for the record, Achillea, you look divine. Rista, you are jaw-dropping. Malekith, you are one of the handsomest tieflings I've ever seen, next to Randuin, who is giving you a run for his money. And Aurora...
She will look over, doing like the last minute things in the mirror. Then she'll look over like, "Yes?"
Words fail to describe your beauty.
I have to admit, I am
Eldwin-
very used to that.
As Elwin
and-
is the first person to compliment Aurora, I'm gonna, I know that Constantine can read my lips, so I mouth to him, "Compliment her, she's your date."
Oh, so this is the first time I'm seeing her. Okay, shit. I gotta do this thing smooth, but very Constantine smooth.
Okay.
Hold on. Oh shit, hold on. Frick, I gotta think about this. 'Cause
Here,
I can
I'll
do
buy
this
you some
smooth,
time.
but-
I'll buy you
Yeah,
some time.
Thank you.
Eldwin, flattery will absolutely get you almost everywhere.
They
But
got
that
me into
outfit
the
will get you
academy.
everywhere else.
Ooh, thank you, Achillea.
I got you. See, that's-
Anyway, and that's 4 of the names, but I'm Eldwin, and this is Kaladin.
So you're the mysterious Kaladin.
Isn't
Oh,
he
I've been dying
lovely?
to meet
Look at
you.
him.
I do try my best to be a little bit more mysterious than your average student, yes.
He's so gorgeous. That's so tall.
Did you find him in a secret passage or something? He has secret passage vibes.
You know, I found him very near a secret passage. He just seems like he could pick me up and carry me to safety. If needed, of course.
Bran, while this is happening, can I sweep the room and do a perception check?
You certainly can. From where you're standing, that would be an active perception check. So roll it for me.
I want to see if I can find Felicity, and I want to know if she and Pyro had to go together because they couldn't get dates themselves.
Yes.
I want to know this as well.
I also want to know this.
What? I only have a +2. Let's see. 19. Tell me.
With a 19 in total, as you're looking around, you can see Felicity and you can see Pyro. Pyro is standing talking to a bunch of guys. Felicity's off to the side, just kind of looking around.
Do they look paired together?
Oh yeah. They're matching.
Fantastic. They're matching.
Oh god.
Oh, my goodness.
We won.
We won.
We won.
This is great. Okay. I've been thinking about doing something, and I think I'm just gonna do it. I've been like I think I walked down with a bunch of people. What are their names? Vela and Morwin with me? The high elf and the drow.
I know who they are. I'd say that's fair. I'd say
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, can I say yeah, no, because I had that drink earlier that's making me feel very confident, to put it, and I feel like I want to talk to Felicity before she makes her grand entrance.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say, ladies, would you please excuse me? I would just like to have a word with a dear friend of mine. And I usher Vela and Morwin to come over with me to go talk to Felicity.
Not the mean girls.
Okay. So.
And then I'll have
invite them
Dan
over.
jump back in once this is done.
Yeah. You invite them over, they come over. How are you ripping into them?
Well, I go over to Felicity, and I don't know if I'm also interrupting Pyro, but I mainly want to talk to Felicity, so I say, "Oh my goodness, don't you look ravishing tonight?"
She will give you a once over and be like, well, that does make one of us.
Oh, indeed. I imagine that you're going to be meeting many faces, many new faces tonight, and I just wanted to wish you the best of luck.
She narrows her eyes at you suspiciously before saying, thank you.
And what I would like to do, and after I do this, I would love to make an intimidation check, but only after I'm done with her. I want to basically walk. I don't know. Is she wearing like a ball gown? What is she wearing?
Oh, full floor, like from shoulder to floor length, sweeping train ball gown, like a kind of slate grey woven with like gemstone geodes and such.
Okay, I would love to. As I say this, I would love to walk in a half circle around her. And as I do, I take my hand and I kind of just run it briefly along the train of her dress, just to feel the fabric. And then I rip my hand away. And I say to Morwin and Vela, in Elvish, in front of Felicity, who I know does not speak Elvish, I say, "You would think that coming from an industry of diamonds and jewels that she'd be able to afford authentic fabric."
Sorry, repeat the last line of that sentence there.
You would think that coming from an industry of jewels and gems that she would be able to afford authentic fabric.
Okay. Okay. So, as these quips get shot out there, there's a heavy kind of as if all the tension there just goes as you put these things out there, and she's gonna turn. She's gonna lock eyes on you, Ren. Then she's just gonna hold up a finger, just the one finger, as if to say that's one. I've said Ren again. I meant to kill you. So she looks over. They look over. They lock their eyes on you and they hold up one finger. And they grin. And what they're saying to you is essential. No inside check you for this one. They're essentially saying, like, that's one.
Felicity is doing this?
Yes. Before she's out, she will then turn back to you, Rista.
I did only say this to Morwen and Vela.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was also including Felicity as
What
well.
I did was
Okay,
I said something vicious in another language right in front of her, and knowing that she doesn't understand what I'm saying.
I understand.
Achille also understand Elvish anyway, even if she was there. She was like, huh?
I understand. I was wondering, why are you saying it? And then Achille is essentially repeating the same thing. Why is it happening? So I get it now. Now. Okay, cool. So then, in that case, the dirty look that Felicity gives would not be to Achille, it would be to you, Rista. She can't understand what you're saying, but she still doesn't like you.
Yes, of course.
This means he's also paying next to no attention to Achille. So there's no reaction there. The hatred is at you. Okay, cool. I understand you now. So Felicity is going to kind of, she's going to twist her head to look at you and give you one of those cloyingly sweet smiles, Rista. And just be like, I do have to admit, Rista, I do find you incredibly brave and impressive for what you've done here today.
And then I don't think... I know that she speaks Terran. Does that mean that she also speaks Primordial?
I don't know. That's a bit of a weird one. I always view it like Primordial's like the basic language. The other ones are very like region or racially specific. So I would say speaking Primordial is a bit like being able to speak the basics of the other languages.
Okay, and then that's not necessary. I'll just say to her in common. She says that, and then I kind of lean close to her and kind of just say, like, mostly to her ear, like, it is certainly brave to come with someone that you had to come with. And then I would like to make my intimidation check.
Roll intimidation.
Please. I have an additional +4 to this, which means that I have a +7. Oh, that's only 16.
So she nat 1. So you said you got only 16, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. On a nat 1, she does the whole arms by her side, stamp foot, and then turns and storms out of this room. Storms out, pushing past kids and knocking them aside and all such things.
I toss my hair and I twirl my dress and I walk back to the group with Vela and Morwen on my arm.
Okay. As you bring Vela and Morwen back, they can look over everybody and give polite greetings. You hear the announcements start to happen. Aurora is going to turn to you, Constantine, and she's going to she's not going to do the arm or the hand thing. She's going to do. I don't know if you've ever seen it where they just put their hand out flat, and then you would walk down with your hand flat on top of theirs like that.
Okay.
So she's going to do that.
I'll do that, and as we start walking, I'll give it just a second. Let the room breathe. Growing up, I worked in a tapestry shop. We made some of the most, frankly, not to brag, but the most beautiful quilts in the entire town. We're quite well known for it. You put them all to shame.
There we go.
She's gonna, hand to mouth, kind of smile, then be like, if it were possible, I think I would blush.
I suppose I'll have to look for other cues. Then.
Yes, you will. I'm quite a difficult person to read, though. I wonder if you're up to the challenge.
Well, reading is something that I have a lot of experience in, so I'll do my best.
I cannot wait to see what your best is.
Honestly, me too.
At which point the line starts to move. And it gets to the point where you must choose how you wish to be introduced into the New Moon Ball in front of everyone. Would anybody like to go first?
We get a title.
I mean, I already know what I'm doing.
You should go first.
Sure, I'll go first. Give everyone time to think.
Rista, the Sultan of
I
Slaughter,
got mine.
the beast from the east.
And do we walk in with our dates, or do we walk in one by
Oh no,
one?
with your dates.
Okay, fantastic.
So
Sam?
if we're basing this on like a cotillion style event or like a formal ball, technically how it would be is it would be the female the femme presenting partner would be introduced, and they would be, and then it would be accompanied by blah 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 blah.
Ah, okay. Man, I might be doing a disservice to Malekith, but I don't care. Rista is a duchess. She has several titles, and I think she gives all of them to some of whom I do have written down. I think she gives all of her titles to this person, which the ones that I have written down are Rista St. Cloud, Duchess of Highborn, Heir to the Sky Throne, Scion of Tempests, and Lady of the Eastern Gale.
Okay, I like that.
And it is up to this person whether he just wants to give the one title.
And how do you have him present Malekith?
I get to choose?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
so within character aesthetically, this would be something that he would say how to introduce him.
Yeah.
But go for it. Have fun. See what gets said. If I don't agree with it, I'll change it.
Malekith. Is it the type of thing where we're given titles, or is it more like code names?
It's literally just a fancy way to introduce yourself, like how you would do in an official court. It's a way of preparing you guys for what lies ahead.
Okay. I do want to help out Malekith, so maybe it's something like, oh, I don't know, like I want to say something with trickster in it, but also maybe that's not the best thing to title him as.
Okay.
So maybe just I was thinking something like Master of Tricks or something like that.
I mean, that fits fairly well in with him.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, as you guys approach this announcer, To those gathered, I welcome you. To those gathered, join me in welcoming, and then gestures towards yourself and gives all the titles. Blah 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 blah. The Duchess of the East Gale. Blah blah blah. And then gets to the title for Malakith. Blah blah blah. Master prankster. Blah blah blah. And then there's like that kind of like really polite applause. Good show, good show. That kind of stuff.
And I do think that like if we're like descending a staircase or something, I think that Poppy, my silver fox who can like walk on air, is probably like circling around us, kind of like walking down a illusory set of stairs with us.
Okay. Sorry. So now that we have had Rista and we've had Malakith enter, who is next?
I've got mine ready.
Yes.
Awesome. So then goes to Achillea and Randuin. How are you being introduced?
Achillea is going to be introduced as Achillea Millefolium, Protector of the Stars.
Okay.
I love that.
And Randuin, I forgot his last name, so R.I.P. me.
Hawksong.
Hawksong. Randuin Hawksong, Spirit of the Winds.
As a good name. That was very fitting. Okay. So Achillea reaches you in this announcer bends down, hears what you're saying, then nods, and then he will bequeath it. He'll speak it out loud in an enchanting manner. As he says it, it's almost like the words physically fall out of his mouth, the way he speaks it. Ladies and gentle fellows, I invite you to hear me as I introduce Achillea. Sorry, I forgot your surname.
Millefolium, it's just Yarrow.
Achillea Millefolium, Protector of the Stars. Accompanied by Randuin Hawksong, Spirit of the Winds. And again, this guy's quite There's now a fair number of students gathered on the dance floor as they've all kind of been introduced with their partners. Quite a few of them are just red-faced from the embarrassment of it. Who's next?
I can go. What is Kaladin's last name?
Kaladin has not given a last name.
No, he hasn't. I suppose I'll ask him. What is your last name? Do you want to be introduced with it, or would you rather be separate from it?
Let's keep it as I'm introduced as me. I'm not one for last names and all that, you know.
Oh, you're gonna hate me. I'm gonna go over to the speaker, and I'm gonna go right. It's going to be the Eldritch Witch, Eldwin de la Fontaine, and the Favored of Misfortune, Kaladin.
Okay. What was your one that you said there?
The Eldritch Witch,
Okay.
Eldwin de la Fontaine. Is it
Okay.
de la? It was just la. Eldwin
It's
la
La
Fontaine.
Fontaine.
Yeah, I'm wrong about my own name.
Much in the same way.
This is why I take
Eldwin,
notes.
your name is announced. The Eldritch Witch. And then I guess the Kaladin, and escorted by Kaladin. What is it? The Lord of Misfortune?
Favored of Misfortune.
Favored
Love it.
of Misfortune. And you're able to enter into the ballroom as well, as you've now been introduced. And again, very much like the other ones.
Yeah, sure.
They all for
I
some
will
reason.
lean over it.
That is what I believe Nixon genuinely sounded like.
You're not. There's no point in debating that. Elden will lean over to Kaladin and just ask, was that too much?
He'll shake his head and go, absolutely not. Look, we got everybody's eyes on us right now. And he's gonna kind of get this kind of like really cheeky maniacal grin, and he's gonna go, fancy giving him something to actually gossip about.
I'll follow your lead.
And he'll just take your hand and kiss it. And then
Small but simple.
as he's putting it back, he'll maneuver it so your hands end up clasped in that kind of manner when you're walking.
Oh, that's cute. That's
Sure.
That's so cute. And during Pride Month.
Sure.
Representing all Pride Month.
Hi.
This is about me, everybody.
For those who didn't know, this channel really gay. It's really gay.
Really?
I don't know if you figured it out yet, but to spell it out for people.
My mind just went completely blank. Ah, yes, that was it. Constantine. You are our last remaining individual.
As the people are going up and being introduced, you know, I'm kind of picking up on the format. I'm gonna turn to Aurora. Now, to my understanding, you've been a part of this high society for quite some time. This will be my first, though not last, forte. Do you have a title that you wish to be introduced by?
You can just refer to me as the Dowager Duchess of Barovia.
Dowager Duchess of Barovia.
Yes.
Brent, remind me, what was the name of the position that the first person takes in the Blood and Bone Society? Is it the first?
The first.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to
Oh
know.
no, dude.
Alright, I'll walk up to the announcer.
Okay. And he will bend down to hear what you wish to be announced as.
So wait, are y'all doing the name and then the title, or vice versa? Which one is it first?
It's up to
Name
you.
and then
You can do it
title.
It's
either
up to
way.
you.
Okay, I guess Aurora Von Zarovich, the Dowager Duchess of Barovia, and Constantine Weaver, the Bloody Scribe.
Ooh.
Okay. Stands up and he announces Aurora, which gets a bit of like a as she's here. And then introduces on top of it yourself, escorted by the Bloody Scribe. Then he will turn, gesture back out to the entire ballroom, at which point Constantine, you and Aurora can join. As you're all congregated back together, over on the far end of this hall, which is usually taken up with the tables where everybody eats, it's the mess hall. So it's usually taken up with all these kind of like tables and such. At the far end of it, there's going to be a flurry of feathers and a Heronius Fairwing. The head teacher of the academy is going to be standing there with a kind of wide smile, arms out, and he's going to say, welcome, welcome, welcome everyone, and thank you for doing your utmost best to get dressed in such a fine young manner for such young and astoundingly intelligent people. For your safety and security, there are a couple of things to be noted. Some special rules that have been added on for the sake of this event. Number one, you are free to wander all of the castle and its grounds. However, step out of those bounds, the only thing you'll have to protect you will be your own magic. Speaking of which, inside the Inside the ballroom, there will be no magic of any kind. Nothing of the like will function. It's the same person. Not the same person. Sorry, that's an absolute lie. There's a kind of like a kind of muffled boo coming from the boo coming from the. As I say, if you truly wish to use magic, you may step out into the open grounds, at which point your magic will return for you. However, if you wish to use magic indoors, that will not be permitted. Last and most certain not least, do not wander into the forest at the edge of our lands. It does not belong to us all too well. Other than that, I wish you all a fantastic New Moon Ball. Eat, drink, dance, be merry, speak with the alumni, gain their information, benefit from their wisdom, and do not get into too much trouble. And then he will clap twice, and immediately on where he's standing behind him, a portal opens up. And he will gesture through it and say, our true location is just beyond this portal. Whenever you are all ready. And then he will step through.
I grab onto Malekith's arm and say, you ready to walk through this mysterious unknown portal with me?
He will look at you and say, I ain't never been asked to walk through no door with no pretty girl, but there's a first time for everything in life. And he will almost run towards it with you.
Fantastic.
So you guys go through this portal. Phenomenal. Achillia.
Achillia gives Randuin a knowing look when we're explicitly told not to get into any trouble or shenanigans.
He will just look and go, I cross my heart and hope to die. I will not get into any trouble.
Oh, but we had a specific trouble we were mildly requested to do.
New business trouble is new business trouble. Old agenda trouble, that's so allowed. That's fulfilling old contracts already, don't worry.
Yeah. But don't you want Aurora to owe you a favor? I kind of want her to owe me a favor. I want to hold that over her. Forever.
Well, I'm already up here, so you have to give me some kind of clue as to what we're actually doing.
I have no idea. We just don't want her dad to murder Constantine.
Okay. Well, Old Faithful, if he walks by, I'll shoot him.
We're not going to shoot him.
Stab him.
I feel like we can come up with something more fun than this. But first we gotta go have fun. I also don't really want to do something for her. I just don't want Constantine hurt. With an all-powerful vampire lord after him. That sounds like horrible.
I'll keep an eye on Constantine.
And then I'll owe you a favor.
If I'm going to be owed a favor, I already know what I'm going to cash in on.
Perfect. Let's go. And Achilles going to walk towards the, holding his arm, walk towards the portal.
I just love the idea of the height difference because Achilles is so tall and Randuin's average height.
And if he's down for it, she'll spin him into it.
Oh, he's definitely down for that. Spin. Eldwin and Kaladin.
Well, this will be the 8th mysterious portal I've walked through. He will lead Kaladin through.
Fantastic. As you lead Kaladin through it, he is going to... Oh, actually, no, I'll leave that for later. He follows you through, stepping into this portal, and when you come out the other side, what you see is... And I would like us to go to our last and most certainly not least. Constantine and Aurora.
Oh, a portal to an unknown location. Something tells me this won't be the most dangerous thing we do tonight.
She's gonna turn and she's gonna look at you and wink, and then say, "Well, I mean, don't get your hopes up."
Not typically one that pursues danger, but I might have to make an exception tonight.
I'll make you see that pursuing danger is a thrill, no matter the outcome.
I would just like to throw it out there that death is not an outcome I'm particularly interested in as of right now. Just to be perfectly frank. But other ones we could maybe explore.
I like the sound of that. For now, do we go dance or do you have other ideas?
Wait, I'm confused. Are we not all walking through the portal to get to the dance? Or are people dancing before walking through the portal?
Well, I mean, so it's not really dancing so much as people are being spun into the portal. She's asking if you are going through the portal with her just now.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So then still with, hand on hand, she's going to lead you towards the portal, and then she's going to hop through.
All the same.
Fantastic. With the intro out to the ball out of the way, and with the gate opened and us finally arriving, heralded purely coincidentally by the fact that my 3-year-old child has woken up, I think that is a nice place for us to take a wrap. We're a little bit early, but it's a good place to go. Next week we start directly from the ballroom. And I'm not going to say definites, but I'm going to say I think I'll have maps and such working for next week as well.
Ooh.
Perhaps in combat, I'm interested.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and we can expect combat.
It's more for
right?
the scale of movement and such, but there is a possibility. But
all right, who's punching Strahd first?
Yeah.
Thank you.
If we don't get through this ball without at least one initiative roll, well, you've been overhyping this.
Oh, I can guarantee you right now, there's going to be initiatives in this.
Wonderful.
But thank you
for a dance order.
Thank you to my lovely and amazing cast for getting dressed up the way they did. Absolutely astounding. So wonderful. And thank you for coming to see us, everybody that did. If you like what you've seen here today, and I really do hope that you did, then consider coming seeing our other shows. We have quite a few of them. If you go to our schedule on our Twitch page, you'll be able to see. It's very easy to find, twitch.tv/World Tree Quests, and that'll bring you every bit of information you could ever want to know about our channel. On the other side of that as well, like I said, as well as the channel and its streams and everything, we have six streams every week. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So there's always going to be something to keep you busy, always something to keep you entertained, hopefully. On the other side of that, when it comes to myself outside of content creation, I am a professional dungeon master and game master. I run games, and I have been told by 40 odd people so far that I'm fairly good at it. So, if you have any dungeon master hiring needs, if you have something you want to play but nobody wants to be the dungeon master, I do. I want to be your dungeon master. So you should get in touch with me and say to me, hey, we need a dungeon master. Would you do that for us? And for the absolutely fantastic price that I am at, I will happily do that for you and facilitate you playing D&D with friends. So I've just dropped in my start playing link there. You can go click there. You'll be able to see all the games I've got available and all the times I have available to be hired as well. On the other side of things, what I'm going to say is it didn't arrive in time for today, which is completely my fault, nothing to do with them. But I would also like to put a wee quick shout out. Again, not sponsored in any way, shape or form, not in collaboration with whatsoever, but I would like to put a wee shout out to Witch Hunt store from here in the UK. They're a fantastic, amazing little TTRPG accessories and formal wear and actually clothing accessories website with some really, really beautiful stuff. So if you are looking for anything of that kind of line, a tie with some lovely D20 printing on it, a pair of cufflinks shaped like a full set of polyhedrals, or even some really cool dice, herbows and other kind of wee trinkets and such, you should definitely go and check them out, because quite honestly, I'm sick and tired of bigging up American companies when us British folk also do TTRPG stuff. So you should go check them out. I will drop their stuff into the chat as well. Other than that, I don't have anything else to say. So I'm going to pass on over to my lovely players and allow them to plug their selves rotten and see where they take that. So I'm going to pass on over to Gina.
I'm currently not anywhere else, but you can always find me at World Tree Quests here at Welcome to the Academy. Most Sundays, but you know, whenever we're playing.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for that, Gina. Moving on to Charlie. Anything you would like to plug at all?
We are going to be playing Tides of Chaos hopefully this upcoming Friday at 6 p.m. CST. We have beat Blacketh. We have left to Unaroth to come back to the material plane and finish up the last of our business before we go to take on the Davy Jones. So it's very exciting. I am very much looking forward to these next couple of sessions. I would love to see you guys there.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for that there, Charlie. Moving right along, we get to the lovely Ren. Anything you would like to plug at all, Ren?
This is the main thing I've got going on right now. If you're free Saturdays, you should go also check out the Dragon Age campaign. It's pretty fun. You'll probably like it. If you don't, I will personally take beef with it, actually, and take it as a personal insult. Other than that, if you're on Artfight, you can find me there. I'll be there all next month. It's gonna be crazy. And if you're doing that, Godspeed.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that, Ren. Fantastic artists as well, guys. You should go check out Ren's stuff. They're amazing. So good. Last and most certainly not least, we get to our lovely Dan. Anything you would like to plug at all, Dan?
Not in the slightest. I am here and in the aforementioned Tides of Chaos. And aside from that, I am working 50-hour weeks, so I will not be anywhere else.
Thank you very much for that there, Dan. With that being the case, then that's it from me. That's it from us. I've said all that wrong. That's it from my players, so that's it from me, so that's it from us. Thanks for coming to see us today, folks. I've been your DM of Doom, Son of Asgard, or World Tree Quests here on... Oh, I actually forgot. I'm not Son of Asgard anymore.
Wow, it's been a while since
I changed. Damn.
World Tree Quests.
No, World Tree Quests has always been separate from my own personal tag.
Yeah.
I've always been Son of Asgard, but I changed my personal tag. I'm not Son of Asgard anymore. I'm Oops All Brands.
That's cute. That's really
That's
cute.
so
Like a
cute.
completely
So-
different
The end
route
of an
and stuck
era.
the landing.
Fuck,
End of
that's
an
gonna,
era.
it's going to be so weird to get that in there. But anyway, thanks for coming to see us today, folks. I've been your DM of Doom, Oops, All Brands, or World Tree Quest here on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. And with me today, we have had my lovely and amazing cast. We have had Charlie 182.0. We've had Gina Donahue. We have had Changeling Rogue, and we've had Just Dan. From all of us here at World Tree Quest, good night, stay safe. At any formal event, you should always have the femme presenting or as it's described, the femme leading person lead into the ballroom, but you should always lead them out. Also, don't pull a finny. Good night, folks. Good night.